Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm extremely tired, which probably for the first time is actually affecting my performance a little bit. But since these are evals, I don't really care. Have to learn how to push through it. We're currently in high impact news. Probably not going to have a lot of energy today. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm extremely tired. I'm going to try to perk up a little bit, but look in the Discord. I'm so tired this morning. It's even more annoying because I've taken 4 trades, 3 losses, and a break even, but I should right now have 2 wins, a loss, and a break even. Oh, people are having trade evade issues. Keep trying to exit my position. Oh Lord. Oh, you had issues too, Trenches? We haven't had any rhythmic issues so far this morning. I'm just trading stupid. Hold on, I'm trying to look. Wait, let me see something. Oh, that was a spike that I lost 5 of mine this morning. Nothing was going through. That's crazy. It's pretty trash. And to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have faith that they'll fix it. Because the reality is, the last couple of times that we had rhythmic issues, they didn't. They feel like people have become so entitled when there's issues, and you have so many people who will say they have issues and they really aren't, and it's just to stir up more of the pot. And like I know last time that people were saying they were having rhythmic issues in the Discord. Um, there were people in there saying they were having issues too. And when the day was over and support looked at their stuff, they didn't even take trades. Like what? Um, yeah. And then they also have the thought process that, well, if we have 150,000 users and only 500, let's say half is Trade-Evade, which I highly doubt, but let's just say half are Trade-Evade users. If out of 75,000, only 1,000 have an issue, they don't deem it widespread, which I think is ridiculous, because if you have 1,000 people that are in different parts of the world all having the same issues at the same exact time, well, then that would mean that it's widespread, right? But that's just my thought process. I get that they lose money when they fix these things, but and then you have people who know that there are issues and they actually continue to trade it because they know that Apex will only, they're not going to take away any profit that you made during the issues. It's only if you're affected negatively. So some people will still try to trade with the issues purposely, knowing that if they can beat the system and get positive, then they're good. Orders were on a 10 to 20 second lag at one point. It was 1 minute. They can't ignore this. Do you guys like record your trades and screens and stuff? Because I even know there were times when there were rhythmic issues, and like I remember one time there was this guy who he was recording how like it was looping him into orders. There was that. There was one time where a guy was like kept pressing the button to exit and it was showing clearly that it wasn't exiting. He was trying to exit in rhythmic. It wasn't happening. He showed himself pushing the button in Apex dashboard. It wasn't working. And they still didn't correct the issues. So it's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't as far as recording, because if you guys are not going to fix the issues, then what's the point? If I can whether this is a widespread issue or not, if I can record exactly what happened on my screen, you should be fixing the issue. I get that they say that like, oh, well, the data is not their responsibility, and we agree to that. However, the data isn't our responsibility as the consumer either. And you as the company, you chose this company to be the data provider. So you should take some form of responsibility because it was your decision, not ours. The hell. Good morning, Lamine. How are you? I am negative this morning. We'll try to bring it back. I'm not. It is what it is. It's all on me, to be honest with you. Literally all on me. Oh, yeah, you guys don't have the option to flatten all in the back office. That's what makes it even more trash. I wonder why that's a thing. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be real. I knew that y'all were going to start having more Trade-Evade issues when it's been happening really frequently that they're not loading the data reports on time. What? I'm confused. Very much so confused. What? When that started happening so frequently, I knew that there was going to be an issue with y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. Because it just didn't make sense. I hope I don't end the day too negative. If I do, you know what? I'll just have to eat it because it's truly my fault. That didn't. I bet you that's gonna win. If that wins, that'll piss me off. But it was indecision as soon as there was indecision as soon as I got into the 1 bar pullback, so I had to get out. So far, I would still be in the trade. You're negative today too. Well, let's get back positive together. Yeah, I took before that trade, I took 4 trades, lost 3, broke even on 1, and I should right now have 2 wins, a loss, and a break even. I missed both of the wins actually. The first one I missed because I'm so tired. I woke up on time, but I got out of bed so late that I didn't move the overnight high and low levels because I'm asleep before those levels even come to pass. But yeah, I was just so tired, honestly. So I thought that the overnight low was there and it wasn't. And then the second one I missed because I thought I was about to get into the buy. And I thought I missed the entry because the pattern I was looking for was so close to being invalid, and it ended up being invalid. So while I'm sitting here trying to figure out like if I'm getting into it, the reversal happens, which is what I was actually supposed to get into, and then I missed that one. So and just stupid losses, honest. You know what? I can't say stupid losses. Let me take that back. Not stupid losses. One of the losses was a divergence trade, and let me go back and I'll show y'all. Because it wasn't really stupid. It's just something that I haven't seen much on the 20 and 1 chart. On the 20 and 2 chart, I couldn't trade that way. So, and that's kind of after. All right. So let me show y'all what happens. If I could find it. So you see how the previous swing bar rotated over the resistance level, and then so did the entry bar. So I didn't know, and I wasn't even thinking, honestly, because so many of my previous rules I don't have to worry about anymore. So because of that, I didn't know if I could trade it or not. So I was just like, oh, well, so many of my other rules I can trade now, so might as well just take it. And I see that I can't do that. I still can't do that with that particular trade, and that's cool. And watch, the trades that I start questioning are going to be the ones that I would win. This one right here, I just didn't get into. I would break even on that one. Then this buy right here, I probably should have gotten into. Not probably, I should have, honestly. But that's alright. It was like I can't take divergence trades after the 1 bar pullback. Like that one I can't, but that one I should have. That came back to my major level back there. So I should be 3, 1, and 2. It's Friday. It's the end of the week. Now that second account that's showing, that's the 25K account I started last week. That one renews on the 25th. So to be honest with you, that account needs to go next week. There's like $500 left in drawdown. Based on how this week went, honestly, I probably won't purposely try to fail it until Friday of next week. If I don't pass it before Friday. Before the end of Friday session. And the reason why is because if it's not passed, I need to let it just completely reset. so that I have 3 weeks to trade it, and I'm not, you know, starting to trade it again already before I should, because you guys know after renewal I wait a whole week before I trade an account. So, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens today. Yeah, seller pressure just came in there. I would have broken even there too. But yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the session. And it's so frustrating because I know days when we have high impact news that I'm probably going to get good movement, and then for this to be a high impact news day and then I made a couple of screw ups. That's pretty annoying. Let's see. They are probably going to start removing messages that people are talking about the issues. It looks like the bot is Apex glitched. I can't close. What's going on in here? Stupid fucks. I got field. The fields are happening. It's just not showing. What was that? Trade of 8 flipped me over. So what time was this happening? It looks like a lot of people. What time was all of this happening? I have no idea. 80.50. There's the prior low right there. Did you lose accounts because of it? I can't remember what I saw your message say. I hope you didn't. I knew that trade was gonna do that. It's been happening since the second 5-minute candle of the market open. Yeah, I didn't it's just so weird. It's just so weird that you guys are having so many issues, because CQG is normally not like that. And I still feel like it's whatever. It's an issue when it comes to whatever they're doing for Apex customers. I ain't never seen no shit happen like that with CQG with regular NinjaTrader accounts, and I've had a CQG NinjaTrader account for 4 years. I've never seen, and I've always traded the open. Well, not like traded the open, but you know, traded right after market open, and never had issues with CQG. And you know, the biggest issue is even if they had the money to invest in better infrastructure, they're better off using third-party companies to service the data. Otherwise, they can find themselves in a lot of problems like my funded futures, you know, and even being tempted to manipulate data, which I don't think they would ever do, considering Daryl Martin was a trader himself and he had reasons why he started Apex because of how he was done in other props and stuff. But I do know that using other data providers keeps that certain level of separation that's needed. But you got to choose better quality. And I just don't know. Oh, that's when you got in the trade? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I am. I truly am. The 80-50 level is the prior low, just a FYI. And then this stuff happens where, like, I had a really rough, bad start to the session, and then I'm not really getting trades since, which is really frustrating because I'm not getting the opportunities to try to bring my account back. So before I took the one trade that I've taken so far on stream, I hadn't taken a trade since 8:36. So yeah. Guess we could see if it'll push through. I don't know if it will. See, shit like this. Shit like this is just annoying. Because had I not taken the stupid trades earlier, I would be fine right now, you know? But it is what it is. Honestly, what level is that? 69.50. I think that was my entry. My entry was like right on that buy rotation level, but that's kind of like, that wasn't the close of that bar, so it is what it is, guys. This is why we have resets. And not resets as in the ones I'm paying for, free resets when it renews. But I have a lot of space in the 50K accounts. I still have 1,700. So it kind of is what it is, but today it's just really annoying. Especially because I'm tired. So realistically, I should have like 3 wins, maybe 2 losses, and like a break even in there somewhere. Two or 3 break evens. So it's pretty rough, and that's okay. Me being so tired is probably why I'm kind of like in a I don't give a damn mood. They removed all my winnings, which means my liquidation value was lower than my account balance, effectively blowing it. Oh, he must have traded news. Wait, what am I? Oh. I traded news, made 5K, traded 9 more days, went to request, and they said no. Oh, well, yeah. To be fair, they asked me to explain my strategy, and I said shrugs, because you didn't have a strategy. You literally just traded news, which is against their rules. You had no idea there was 10 a.m. news. Lost 10 new PAs. He had a $200 stop. It blew straight through it. Stopped me 25 points lower than my stop. This is why I have a news indicator on my charts, because I used to forget news all the time. Even when I wrote it in my trade journal, it's literally well, it's not in front of me anymore. I don't trade with it in front of me anymore, but I would have my trade journal right there and I would still forget news. So that is why I use the indicator showing on the screen, because it gives me an alert 15 minutes before, 7 minutes before, and 30 seconds before. So if I forget that and it's sitting there on my charts. So if I forget, it's literally my fault. But that's why I do that, because I have a horrible memory. And eventually I just space out. I don't even understand what's going on here. It's just a lot of levels kind of in a small space. Hopefully we can push down and just leave this area. That would be nice. The bias is about to change to a sell, it looks like. At some point, the level's at 47.75. I'm not exactly sure how I like that trade, but at this point, it just is what it is today, y'all. Like, it just is what it is. I just don't care anymore. I don't. That's so bad to say, but I just don't. And yeah, I just don't care anymore. I should. I'm not going on tilt, just the FYI. I'm not tilting, but I just don't care anymore. I feel like I don't know if I think, okay. So honestly, I think that I'm going to stop taking trades around the middle pivot level. This probably was a just fine trade. The way I see it, the middle pivot level is like a level where price determines what it wants to do, whether it wants to, keep pushing up, start pushing down, whatever. It's like price is going to make a decision here, right? So because of that, I don't know if I want to trade there anymore. The middle VWAP level I'm cool with trading at. This one I'm not all the way. And maybe because just today has just been trash altogether. It's probably why I'm questioning quite a bit. And this week honestly just kind of sucked, because we really only had one good day of volume, and that was Tuesday. Now, granted, if I would have taken all the trades I was supposed to take on Tuesday, even with such a big loss per account today, I would still be in the green for the week. So you got to kind of take that with a grain of salt as well. I only have 260 left on the 25K. Whatever happens, happens. Good morning, Rio. How are you? Like, I'm just not happy with what the market is doing, honestly. And now we're back at the pivot level. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't know anymore, you guys. I don't. I'm like, really, if I'm being honest, if I still had my nursing job, I would probably quit for like 6 months. I'm just at that point because I've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into trading for the last like 6 months, 5 months, almost 6 months. So I'm like, I know if I was working right now, this week would be my breaking point where I would just quit for a while. But that's also one of the reasons why I started YouTube, so it can hold me accountable to keep going, because I know what I'm doing. Like, I literally know what I'm doing. But it's frustrating when the trades that you second guess are the ones that win and you don't get into them. Like, I just have to keep reminding myself, just take the trade. You're still in eval. If you blow them, you blow them. It's not like you're screwing up payouts and, payout opportunities and things like that. But that's also one of the reasons why I got on YouTube, to show people that this is a frustrating process. I wish that of all the money I've spent on courses and stuff, I wish I found a strategy that I actually liked, so I didn't have to build something from scratch. And I don't need anyone like suggesting certain courses or certain ways to trade. I don't need that. Trust me, I've done enough. I've done enough. But I know that this is going to be a rewarding process in the end. It's just, in the moment, I don't feel like doing this shit no more. Just being honest. And maybe it's my sleepiness talking, I don't know. But it's whatever. Alright, so that trade I would have had to break even. And I kind of figured just based on the pattern, so that's why I didn't get into it. But yeah, you guys, this has just been an annoying week. I've had like an annoying couple of months, to be real with you, but this week was just especially annoying. Then what, Monday is President's Day, right? So maybe I just need this extended break. It messed with my sleep the past 2 days. Yeah, and see, I didn't really get sleep last night. So I'm pretty sure that's contributing to my I don't give a damn anymore. But yeah, I've even said on I think this was a stream probably last week or 2 weeks ago, like, trading can be a frustrating process anyway, but I'm going to tell you why it's the most frustrating for me personally. Because first of all, I should have never taken the breaks that I have over all of these years that I've been trading, because I could have been where I wanted to be a long time ago. But when you get frustrated and quit for a year at a time, 6 to 8 months at a time, that's kind of what happens, you know? But also because literally everything, and I mean everything that I've ever attempted to do in life, anything I've ever attempted to like master or just want to like be successful at, I've been able to do it. And to a certain extent, I have been able to with trading as well, just not with the strategy I'm developing right now. I just want to master scalping because I don't want to sit on the charts all day looking for a fair value gap, those kind of things. I just don't want to do it. I have friends who trade that way, and I have friends who used to trade the two-legged pullback and this and that, and they would sit there for hours waiting on a setup. That's not going to work for me. I need to be in and out in 2.5 hours, and I feel pretty positive about getting where I want to be. It's just a frustrating process, and that's just the reality. I'm human. I'm not gonna enjoy this shit every time. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. It's just frustrating. And no matter what level of success you get to, you're still gonna have frustrating moments because I don't know anybody who can literally trade 100% like a robot. I know at some point I'll probably be able to get there, even if it's like this week I traded like a robot and didn't make, bad decisions and blah, blah, blah. I don't think anybody could be that way literally 100% of their entire trading career or anything. But yeah, it's just freaking frustrating. And I feel like I have the right to be frustrated. And today is one of those days where I'm frustrated. Oh, absolutely, Rio. I'm going to attempt to stay encouraged. I will. I will. For now, at least. Now, if I reach out to my agency and they say, hey, we have a job for you and you start next week, bye-bye trading. I'm being real. You're at 700, but I would be up over 1K if that shit didn't happen with Trade-of-8. I was learning on my own because I just wanted to be able to say nobody taught me, but I tell everybody I know to find a mentor. You know what? I feel you on that with being able to say like nobody taught me. And the reason why I feel you on that is because especially in the Black community, I feel like so many people, like, okay, if I have a strategy that somebody uses to become successful, cool. I might be like, yeah, if somebody asks, like, do you know this person? Yeah, I taught them, they were one of my students, and leave it at that. But in our community, I feel like people just want this constant validation of I made this person, when I still had to go through your course. I still had to put in the chart time. I still had to, probably make your strategy my own in some capacity. So yeah, you might have helped me a little bit, but it's not the end all be all. And sometimes you just don't want people to have that one up on you, like feeling like they made you, because some people are that ignorant to go around making it seem like they made you. Like, forget the fact that you had 1,000 students and I was one of 5 who actually was successful. You don't care about the 95 or the 995. You just cared about us 5 who made it, I get it. Trust me, I do. And it's so crazy because I had a feeling I didn't want to trade today. I just wanted to stay in my bed, and that was that. But it sucks when you're negative and you shouldn't be because of freaking tech issues that are out of your control that have nothing to do with you. I think that's super trash. We're trading near the this is the major resistance level. Of course we're gonna push down from it. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we? Thank you for subscribing, XF Editing. Welcome to the channel and the stream. Today is a shitty day, but we're here. I probably shouldn't take this trade. Because I'm still questioning the support and resistance levels. And this is also a thing I keep having to tell myself. No matter where I feel like no matter how much I feel like I'm getting closer to where I want to be with my strategy, I know I'm still not there. So I try to remind myself that I can't let this stuff frustrate me, because nothing's set in stone. Well, parts of my strategy are set in stone, but it's not like my whole strategy is set in stone. So like, I can't be mad, but I can at the same time, because what the but yeah, I'm pretty sure when I go through and I write all my trades in my trade journal, I'm just gonna want to knock my own head against the wall, because it's gonna be like, what the were you doing today? Just with a few trades. Because more than likely today was probably going to end up a break-even day anyway, just because of how the market's moving. I just made it a super negative day, taking a couple of trades that I shouldn't have. The ones I question and take are the ones that lose, and the ones I question and sit out of are the ones that I win. Go figure. Go freaking figure. I didn't take the sale because it eventually invalidated itself. So I didn't like sit out of something I should have been in. We sat in that bar way too long. Way too long. And now we're going to be coming up on 10 o'clock, and whatever chances I had at attempting to get some of my drawdown back are going to be gone. I do still have $1,500 left in the 250Ks. Part of me wants to get off at 10 and go back to sleep, but I'm going to keep trading because I should. Let's see, I've taken 7 trades. I'm going to start writing in my trade journal though, because when I finally get off, I just want to go back to sleep and not have to do much. $5.25, so open even. I want us to get away from this resistance level, honestly. Alright, where's my trade performance? 32 loss, 832 break even, 33. Alright, I was doing so well this week too. Like I started today off still being positive in my 50K accounts. Okay, see, we're moving away from it. No. I was hoping we reversed back up before we came down and hit the resistance level again. Wonder what does the Russell look like right now? That's something I was looking at last night. Like if I wanted to not in this moment of course, but eventually start trading the Russell again. All right. This is a really big pullback and divergence at my major level, but we didn't stall there long enough, so I knew that wasn't gonna be a trade. There's a support level right here, so I wouldn't take the sell going back. My charts might freeze for a second. Did it freeze? Oh, it didn't. I want to take that off. Take that off. And 40. Ew, why does the Russell look like this? That's a hot choppy mess. Let me see if I put it. This is why I only trade the Nasdaq. Me not like it. Right now I don't like the Nasdaq either. Alright, one more hour before I could go back to sleep. I've had this like splitting headache since last night too. I'm starting to think of screen recording during trading because sometimes things glitch and Apex only goes off their records of what happens. Their support can be extremely rude when you try to explain the situation. Yep. That is why everyone's goal should just be to withdraw money and get into a personal account. Because I can assure you, the shit that you deal with Apex, you will not deal with in a personal account. Unless you're with a crappy broker. But if you're with a halfway decent broker, you won't deal with any of this mess. at all. Come on, bro. The fact I haven't had a trade in like 30 minutes is annoying. Very annoying. You know what? I wanna why is that lagging? I was gonna say, is it gonna crash? What the fuck? Alright. Simulation is a different animal. Yeah, and not in a good way. Because as much as they try to say that, their sim is, close to a live environment, which maybe the price, how price is moving, maybe. But the tech issues, no. No. Get your payouts, put a certain percent in a personal account, and when you get a certain amount in your personal account that you feel most comfortable with, start trading it. And even if you continue to trade with props, that's not an issue. But your goal should be to get away from props, because things that you deal with in their sim environment, you wouldn't deal with live. And once you get to a certain level of success, they're going to force you to go live anyway. So you might as well already start getting used to it. Because if you don't want to go live with them, because if I'm not mistaken, with every prop, when you go live, you have to pay professional data fees. So why would I go live, pay professional data fees with you, and give you 10% of my profits when I could just go to my own live account, keep 100% of the profits, and not have to declare myself as a professional trader, and I could pay my little $4 a month for data and keep it moving. Well, $4 a month for me, because I only need the one with the package with Nasdaq in it, but you guys get my drift. And if you don't want to go live, you have to sit out for a year. You can't have any accounts, well, at least with Apex. I don't know about other props, but by the time you sit out for that year, yeah, having 20 accounts is great when you're getting consistent payouts. But by the time you sit out for that year, if you have a decent strategy and you're not someone who like gained a lot of success with props where you are risking a lot, you know, risking more than you could on a regular futures account, it'll translate live. It might take you a little bit longer to build up the profits that you're looking for, because having one account versus 20 is two totally different things. But I don't know, I just feel like everybody's goal should be to get away at some point, because you're gonna have to regardless. Not this early, but thank you. And thank you for subscribing, Justin. Thank you, thank you. It's gonna pop up on the screen in a second. It just popped up on my phone though. 697. Oh, wait. Actually, it needs to be... I almost read that wrong. That would have been my fault if I got into this trade and lost it. There it goes. Welcome in. Welcome in, Johnny. Thanks for tuning into the stream. How are you this morning? All right, so we have nothing but space and opportunity right now. We have room to move, because the next level is the second resistance level at 858. So we got some space, but we'll see what that space gives us, because if this just pushes straight up there, that was pointless. That's the other thing. I prefer days where there's like a lot of space in between levels, and most of this morning we spent in the same kind of like confined areas. You see a whole bunch of volume, and the shift change from a downtrend to an uptrend, and then it kind of hits certain levels and it just sits there and does the same thing going the opposite way. But yeah, whatever. It's the nature of the beast. Like I said, today shouldn't have been as bad of a day as it was. It's really my fault, but we always have next week. Always have next week. Alright, what is that at? 1659. Set enough for a divergence trade, and I'm gonna stay in it for now. What I'm afraid of is we gonna hit this high over here and reject and keep going, but I didn't really test that much, so if it loses, it loses. We're losing already today, so who cares? I don't. That sounds so bad, but I really don't. It's just because I didn't really backtest breaking even there. I mean, it would make sense because that could become a support level, basically. We'll see. This is why we're still in the development stages. Test everything so that once you feel solid about the strategy, it's just solid. All right, there we go. Yay, a win. Oh gosh, I'm so over today. We got a winner. We got a winner. My minor level is right here and it's weak. Mm-hmm. 800. Kind of created an outside bar on it. Let's see, that'll have 2 points to move. $4.12. It's a pretty nice move up, but I couldn't take it because this level here was pretty weak and seller pressure came in right away anyway, so it would have broken even no matter what. So at this point, I'm just kind of waiting to see what we're gonna do here. If we're gonna push past this high over here or start pushing back down. This reversal down, if it reversed right here, it would be above my minor level, so I wouldn't take it, and I can't take the next divergence trade coming down, which is what this was. This was just divergence. Doesn't look like we're gonna be able to clear that high. But let's see. Nope, we were not. Let's pull back to the 38.2. Oh, you know what? My charts are going to freeze again for a second. What irritates me is when I see posts of people saying, "Oh my God, Apex, thank you so much. I could have never did this without you." I don't know why, but that irritates me. Like, you're a customer, they should be thanking you. You just blew today. Look, everything pissing you off today, Trenches. Oh my God, I'm weak. But listen, I feel you. Yes. No, I feel it though, for real. Like, I get it. They're giving you an opportunity that, hell, other prop firms can't even give you, because other prop firms aren't successful enough to where they can afford to allow you to have 20 accounts. So I get it, because I'm not gonna lie, like, if I had 20 accounts and I got a payout of $40,000, hell yeah, I'm thankful. Most people don't make $40,000 in a year, let alone for, you know, a 2-week or a month-long time span of trading 10 hours a week. But I feel where you coming from, because at the end of the day, if you weren't a customer, the opportunity wouldn't be there. It just would. Oh, I forgot. Remember, I told y'all I was going to share with y'all how much money I've spent on Apex so far. Let me go to my OneDrive. I created a little sheet. Now, I think I had one renewal come through since then, but it's still a pretty good estimate. Well, not estimate, it's the actual numbers. Okay. So, in 2022, I can't take that next sale anyway. All right, so in 2022, I spent $1189.69. That was starting in May, and that's just because accounts were expensive as hell. I only paid for a reset fee one time, it looks like. And at that time, I had in 2022, I had 3 100K accounts at different points, and then I had one 50K account. So that was 2022. 2023, I spent this amount. And I had a whole bunch of different accounts, and that's kind of when I started flipping the accounts, meaning when I saw it go from 50% monthly to 60%, I wiped all my accounts out, got more. Then eventually, once I saw it go from 60 to 70, same thing, 70 to 80, and I've kept my account since I had the 80%. So reset fees in 2023, I only paid about $250 total. The last time I paid a reset fee was in February of 2023, when I learned that resets were free on renewal. Baby, that was the last time they got a reset fee out of me. Okay. And then so far this year, I've only spent $261. So in almost 2 years, Apex has only gotten $3,400 out of me. I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all, considering. I'm gonna hold on, because I'm gonna screenshot, or let me do this so I can show you kind of how I made the little sheet. I gotta make the font bigger since I know it doesn't translate well when you're looking on the phones and stuff. And I think once I get my first payout, I'm gonna make a video showing all the money that I've spent on Apex up until payout, and just how I was able to pay myself back within a couple of, probably honestly the first payout, because I don't, yeah, they haven't gotten that much money out of me. All right, so let me show y'all. So this is kind of what I did. So I went based off of who's messaging me? So the first column that you can't see is like my invoice numbers or whatever. So that's the account type. So you can see like my first account, that's when the best deal was 50%, and that's also back when there was like 25 days to get paid or something crazy. And then I got rid of that account, got a different 100K account. And then the third one is when they had the first like for real sale, but you can see the monthly wasn't 80% at the time. So you have that. So that was 2022. Here's 2023. And basically once I read it out, that just means that I basically canceled that particular account. I stopped trading it and paying for it after that. I think what happened this particular month is that they didn't charge me on the last day of the month. They charged me on the first of the following month, but I just did it based off the actual month that I paid it. But yeah, you can see like they didn't get much money out of me. So I know I know I'm not helping them fund too many people. $3,400 in almost 2 years. Nothing. I have lovely eyes, but the cam is too close to your face. Well, feel free to put something over my face. It's that close because that's where my monitor is. My camera is right on top of my monitor. And I appreciate you saying I have lovely eyes. I don't have a camera that, well, I could push it back like that. But then I can't see my charts that well. All right, let's see. All right, I'm not interested in this buy. Something else that I have been noticing with like the regular high low, higher high, higher low, is like, okay, so there's 965 volume in this little swing right here, right? This swing so far has 1.7 thousand volume. So what I've noticed is that a lot of times if the subsequent swing in the uptrend or even the downtrend, if it has more volume than the previous swing down for the uptrend, it's likely not going to, it's either a trade that is going to like reverse where I would completely lose, or it's going to be a trade where I would have to break even. So like with this particular trade, as soon as this entry bar reversed, seller pressure came in. So I would have broken even anyway. So there's really no point for me to even take the trade if it's going to result in a break even, basically. So yeah, that's something that I did notice last night. I don't even know what made me look at it, but I did notice that though. I don't know the exact amount I paid, but I know I'm in profit with them. That's what matters most. And that's why, like, I know, oh, I should take that. Maybe, as long as we don't get, what number is that? 223. Oh, no, I can't, because that's going through the body of the candle. That's one of the reasons why I am happy that I didn't, you know, do a whole lot, because it'll be so easy for me to get back in profit with them. I mean, if I get a payout on just 2 accounts, pretty much, I've made my money back. And now it's house money. So, yeah. But the way some of these people are, baby, let me see. I remember a guy said that he went through 600 evals so far. Even if you do, let's see, 36.16, I think that's like the 80% for the 50Ks. That's $21,000. You crazy. I don't, what? And then I know he's had PAs and he's failed a lot of PAs too. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot. At this point, with the 5 accounts that I have, and I could really just cancel one of the 50Ks and just have 4 accounts. Yeah, see, I would have had to break even there too. Hello, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me see. I think I'm spending maybe like $160 a month or something. That's not bad at all. And I guess it could be like 130 if I removed one of the 50Ks, which honestly I'm thinking about doing, but we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, I spent $160 a month. Removing one of the 50Ks would make it $127 a month, it looks like. Good morning, sis. You have that kind of money, you should trade live. Exactly. That's what we were just talking about earlier. Just talking about that earlier. Just talking about how, like, everybody's goal when you're trading with a prop should be to fund your own account, because when they force you to go live, you might as well just go live on your own, and you don't have to pay professional data fees either, and you don't have to give 10% of your profits either. So why not just go live with your own account? You might not be able to stack on contracts the way that you do with prop firms, but you'd be missing out on that part. But if I'm not mistaken, with NinjaTrader, can't you have like 3 accounts or something? So you could still leverage a little bit. How many accounts can you have with NinjaTrader? The number of sub-accounts that may be added ultimately depends on your reasoning for adding the accounts. Each request is reviewed individually and goes through an approval process. For this reason, it's helpful to include as many details as possible in the reason field when submitting a request for a sub-account. It's best to err on the side of providing too much information rather than just a brief description. If a second account is approved and a third account is requested, one requirement before the third account may be approved is for the total balance across accounts to be a minimum of $25,000. I wonder if that's like, if it has something to do with like laws and regulations or something, because why do you care how many accounts I have? If it's my money that's funding it, you're making money off of my commissions. if I blow my own accounts with my own money, why does it bother you? I guess, I don't know. He would lose the whole 20K live with Apex. He get way more chances. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But I feel like if you've gone through 600 accounts, at what point do you just like slow? And I know that sometimes with people, the reason why they get so high of a number with the accounts is because they cancel or reset. Because I don't know if that's like that with Rhythmic. When you reset with Rhythmic, I don't know if you get new account numbers. I heard with Tradeovate you do. I don't know how true that is, but I feel like you don't with Rhythmic. I don't know. It's been a year since I paid for a reset, so I don't really, my memory doesn't go back that far. But yeah, it's like, I don't understand the purpose of having that many accounts if you are not consistently profitable yet. Like, the only reason I have 5 accounts right now, and I could just go down to 4, but the only reason I have 5 accounts is because I'm in the development stages. So I want to make sure I always have an account that I can trade. And so with me making sure that my renewal dates are all a week apart, I've set myself up to make sure that no matter what happens this week, I have a fresh account coming back on Monday. No matter what happens next week, I have a fresh account coming back the following Monday. That's the only reason why I decided to have 4 accounts. I only added the second 50K account at the time because at that time I thought like, okay, I feel like I'm pretty set with my strategy. Let's just go ahead and add a 50K account in there. Boom, boom, bam. And I wasn't ready yet. And I could have just canceled that one, but it just made no sense to, like, it's $30 a month. I'll be all right. But yeah, I see people like, you know, when you have the 1-day pass, especially, they'll buy 20 accounts at a time. And I just feel like, why? I mean, I get it. People have like a gambling spirit within them. And because the opportunity is there, they want to seize the opportunity. And I get it, but I just don't understand why the rush. If you are not where you want to be yet, why rush it? Just wait. The 20 accounts are going to be there. I know there were rumors going around. Another company was spreading rumors that Apex was getting rid of the 20 accounts, and it wasn't true, at least in this moment. But if you have the opportunity to have 20, why start off with 20? There are people who have like 15 funded accounts and have had 15 funded accounts for months and, you know, never got payouts yet and stuff like that. And it's like, why did you get funded so fast? But I just have a different thought process. Like, I don't want to build on quicksand. I want to build on a solid foundation. So I don't want to pass accounts before I should, because all it's going to do is get more money out of me, because now I've paid PA conversion fees. And whether I decide to do $85 a month for the monthly, that's still more expensive than the $36 a month or the $29 a month for the eval. Or if I decide to pay the one-time lifetime fee, it's, you know, if I pay that and then fail the PA because I'm not ready yet, what was the there was no purpose. It was literally just a waste. It was just a waste. And I don't like wasting money. I do not. I do not. All right. There's literally no level above this except 9, 10, 50, and I have 30 minutes left to trade. So if we can push past this high right here and start trading up here, there will be like about 30 points of space. And I only need 6. market is trying to test me. It's trying to test me, guys. 768. I don't think I want to take that actually. All right, so even though I didn't get into it, I wouldn't have been filled anyway. I don't think. Let me see. Yeah, I absolutely would not have gotten filled. Because those two bars right there, my entry, not the entry bar, this first and second bar in the swing after the entry bar, they were the same exact millisecond close, and there was no drawdown at all. It just took off, so I wouldn't have got filled anyway. He may not lose the whole 20. He may win and lose some trades. Consistency and time. Play with your mental are great. Props are great if you're learning, that's for sure. Now that I can trade, I wish I had the money to go live. You're so crazy. But you know what? I feel like sometimes that some of these people don't even realize how much. I didn't even realize that I was at 3,400. But I mean, 3,400 in almost 2 years is nothing. So that's whatever. But it's like, I think that props sometimes do hurt people, and to a certain extent. Now, if you utilize it properly, no. But the way that some people are utilizing it, they're really hurting themselves with the props, because if you blew through that much money in a real account, you probably wouldn't even blown through that much money. Once you got down like a couple thousand, if you had $25,000 in an account, once you got down 2K from whatever you're doing, you would have already started to, okay, hold up. Let's back it up. What's going on? You know, I don't think that most people would even allow themselves to lose that much money. Not that fast. And most people would be a lot smarter too. I think I'm looking for something as this trade looks like it wants to set up. Hopefully it doesn't. I feel like I've seen this before. I know for sure I wrote that down before. I just don't know where. All right, well, that invalidated. It came down too far anyway. Great. I'm looking forward to getting to the point of like getting where I want to be so that I can feel comfortable going live again. I am looking forward to that for sure. but I think that I'm still like a couple of weeks off. So let's see. I got into volume-based trading. I think I took maybe like December 26th. So I'm like about a week away from being at 2 full months. So maybe next week I'll start to like continue moving in the right direction and start feeling like, okay, I've arrived where I want to get to. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know. But this has definitely been a not so fun process. But I definitely can tell that me trading more volume based has been more beneficial than when I wasn't. Because things kind of make more sense now, like why the market moves the way that it moves. I just have to stop making bad decisions, which is hard to do sometimes. But no, I just have to stop making some of the decisions that I make. I think technically that buy right there, I could have gotten into. One of the things that I've been trying to figure out, which I think I kind of have figured out now, is like, so with this trade, right, the open of this candle is the exact price of the resistance line, right? So because this was a buy, I don't want this to go through the bar of the entry candle because it's a resistance level. If it wicks off of it, fine. So for a long time, whenever the open of the bar was the exact price of whatever level that I had, I counted that as like it being the body of the candle. But I think now with me being on a 20 and 1 chart, I can consider it the wick of the candle now, because it opened exactly at the level. So this trade right here, I only sat out of because of that, and it actually would have won. Like it went exactly 24 ticks for my take profit and then reversed. So I would have been good to take that trade. And that's happened a couple of other times this week, and like I think late last week is when I started to notice it. So that's something that I definitely can start feeling comfortable trading going into next week. Is taken into account if the open is the exact price of a level, I'm counting it as a wick now and not the body. He would lose it. Well, he would, because he's clearly a gambler. I mean, he's losing in Apex with all the opportunities, so of course. But if you don't gamble, you'll eventually get there. That's why I'm not too worried about I'm going to say lack of progress. Well, I'm making progress, but not in the way that I would like to. But I'm not worried about it. It's just like when you look at your journey as a whole, it frustrates you. And even when you look at it in segments, like I showed you guys, I bought my first account with Apex in May of 2022. But at that time, I was working as a nurse. I was doing all kind of stuff. I wasn't focused on trading. That's why for a long time, I only had one account or one or two accounts, you know, and I was trading, don't get me wrong. But when you work in 12.5-hour shifts overnight, and then you have a business to take care of during the day, after you're done trading, you ain't looking at no charts. You don't have time to back test and stuff like that. So really, I can only look at this time span from September to now. But even then, I can't even look at it from September to now because I totally changed my strategy to be volume based at the end of December. So it's like you look at things from a whole and then you realize, no, I can't really look at it like this. I got to look at it like this, and I can't even look at it like that because I got to look at it like this. So I can really only look at my progress at this moment from the end of December to now. I'm losing accounts at a slower speed. I'm making adjustments at a slower pace now. So that first week, the first like probably 3 weeks, I was making a lot of changes. Like, oh shoot. And then in the midst of all of that, I changed my Rinko size. So you go from May of 2022 to September of 2023 to December of 2023 to January of 2024. Because I changed my Rinko size, I think, in the middle of January, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, everything before that doesn't even matter. Because now, when you change your Rinko settings, that changes a lot. A lot. It's the reason why I can even trade after 10 o'clock. Because before, like, 4 of my setups, I couldn't even trade after 10. And then now, as of this week, I completely got rid of, like, 5 of my setups because it was pullbacks to my middle level, and I got rid of the middle level altogether. So I'm just hoping that I see a little bit more progress next week. I mean, this week wasn't horrible because I came into today still being positive on the 50Ks. Now I'm down about $400 on them from the balance, and then like $800 out of the drawdown. But that's not bad, and I still have 2 weeks to trade them before I need to just fail them because, you know, renewals are coming up. And I think since the end of December, early January, I think I've only had one time where I failed an account the same week that I started it. All the other accounts, I'm pretty sure, has lasted almost the entire 3 weeks that I give myself to trade it. So that's progress. So no matter how many red days I have, I have to look at the small levels of progress that I'm making, because that's going to get me to where I want to get to. All right, so we just oh, that's why. Okay. My minor level just changed back to an uptrend. Wait, why does that look like? What time did I do that? I must have did it here. Let's see. I can't tell. Oh, there we go. All right, there's the push down. You know freaking what? Dang, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that when I start writing in my trade journal. Alright, that just changed the seller pressure, so I can't get into that buy. To me, you trade with too much size. That's understandable. So the only reason why I don't feel like that I do is because I'm looking at what the available drawdown is, right? I don't count the 25Ks. I'm looking at the 50Ks, because the 25Ks are just there, but I'm probably going to stick with 50Ks, right? If I'm risking, oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. 124. So I'm risking 5% of the available drawdown on a 50K account. That's not a lot. Because my risk is only $124 per trade. The available drawdown is $2,500. Well, you know, when you first start out, risking 5% is not a lot. Now, and you know what? There was a guy who was talking about this on his stream yesterday. You know, somebody told him the exact thing. Now, he trades different than I do. He scalps for, I think, like 6 or 10 ticks at a time for the most part. And he doesn't trade with a stop loss, and he averages in. So people were telling him, you know, you got to look at what the available drawdown is and blah, blah, blah. And you should trade micros. But he had a great point. Like, this isn't a live account. Like, these are sim accounts with a prop firm. You're not spending a whole lot of money on the account. Now, I still feel like I couldn't trade the way he does. Like, I couldn't just YOLO stuff like that. But I kind of understand where he's coming from with that, because at the end of the day, it's not a live account. You know, if you lose the account, you might have lost the $36 that you spent to pay for it, the $100 and something that you used to convert it, and that's really it. Now, of course, it also depends on your risk to reward ratio, your win-loss ratio, all of that. In this moment, of course, because I'm still developing the strategy, I'm losing more than I will once my strategy is finalized. So if out of 100 trades, I get a full win on 50% and I lose, let's say 20%, and I get break evens on the other 30%, then none of any of that really matters, because I'm in a 1-to-1, so I'm going to be profitable, right? Now, if with a finalized strategy, I have a win ratio of 30% or something, then yeah, I'm risking too much, but also I'm not going to be profitable anyway, no matter what, because I'm using a 1-to-1, right? So I just, like, I wouldn't trade one micro at a time, not for 6 points. That's ridiculous. But by the time you do 5 or 6 micros, you're not, after commissions, it doesn't make sense. So the goal was to try to create a strategy where I can just do 1 mini per trade and just keep it moving. That's risking a lot on the 25Ks, but I don't care about the 25Ks. Those, yeah. All of these are just test accounts, right? To just figure out how I want to do things. But I can tell you that I'm not going to ever trade micros. Ever. It just wouldn't make sense for what I'm trying to do personally. But I get it. I mean, I see why people do trade micros. I see people who well, they try to say that they're scalping. They're not really scalping with micros, and they do pretty well. I just wouldn't, because it doesn't make sense. Not for 6 points. Now, if I was intraday swinging or anything like that, baby, you would see some micros, absolutely. But that's not the case. There's a resistance level there. I watched him and I get what he's doing. Listen, I told you, I thought that man was a psycho at first. I was like, what the hell? Who does this? But over time of watching what he's doing, because at first I felt like he was just pressing buy and sell. I'm not gonna lie. But over time of watching him, I'm like, oh, he really truly is like trading structure. He sees some congestion over there to the left. He's taking the first bounce off of that congestion, and he's just keeping it moving from there. And, you know, I get his whole thought. I get it. I probably couldn't do it because of my way of thinking, but it works for him. You know what I mean? It works for him. And then the fact that, since May of last year, he's pushing up on almost 100K in payouts from Apex in a year. Now I think his PA number, the highest I saw was 100 and something. And in his video, in one of his last like regular videos, not one of the lives, he showed like how his first payout I think was 2 or 4,000. And then he had another payout that was kind of around the same, and then he had like a $14,000 month, and he didn't get paid out the following month, and it's kind of, it was a little bit all over the place. And then last month I think he withdrew like 26,000 or something, and he's coming up on maybe 40 something thousand this month. So it's like, as much as it doesn't make sense the way he do things, to most people it doesn't make sense, because to him, like, I'm on my trade, I'm risking the whole account. If it blows, it blows. Like, that's his thought process, and that doesn't make sense to people. But when every eval account and even PA account that you've purchased since your very first payout from last year, his first payout I think he said was from TickTick, if I'm not mistaken. He's been in profit ever since. He has not spent any money out of his pocket to purchase evals now, or even PAs. Now, I don't know I know he's net positive, but I wonder if he'll ever make a video just at least talking about how much he spent total on evals and PA fees out of that 100,000 plus, because he's pushing 100,000 in Apex, but he has Bullinox and I think Bullinox Top Step. I think I remember him saying yesterday he does not like Trade Day, because Trade Day puts you live after 5K in profit, to which you have to pay professional data fees. And also he said that they don't really like scalpers, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, at first I was like, man, this man crazy. What is he doing? But if your thought process is, I paid $36 for this eval, and he pays monthly for the most part for the PAs. So if I've paid $100 and something for this account, if I just get one payout from it of 2,000, who cares if it blows, Yeah. So I get it now. I still don't think I have the ability. I don't have the mentality and thought process to be able to do that, but I get it. And he also is someone who doesn't really believe in leaving like much of a cushion. I don't think any of his PAs have ever survived the 3 months. And I think part of it, of course, is because like if he asks for a payout with $2,700 in profit, he's taking the full 2,000. And if he only has $700 left, he don't give a damn. And honestly, at first I was one of those people where like, man, do you leave a cushion? Do you not? But the thought process, and especially when you've been trading for so long, because he used to trade stocks, I think stocks and options, if I'm not mistaken, I think. But either way, when you look at your journey as a whole, it's like, nah, I should be getting paid from this. If I get a $2,000 payout and I only put $150 into this account total, who cares if it blows? Go and redo it and start over. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to reap the benefits from all of your years of hard work, even if it's months of hard work, however long it takes. Like, you should reap the benefits from that. If I show people how many trade journals I have, like physical journals, if I showed how much back testing I did, how many hours I put into it, hell yeah, I'm taking the full max payout. Now for him, it's a little different, because if he's risking the entire account with only $700 drawdown left, well, he might blow it before, someone who only puts one mini for 6 points at a time, like I do. You know what I'm saying? But at first I used to have the thought process of like, if I ever get a PA, like once I get to the point of getting my first PA and all that other stuff and stacking them, I never want to lose them. And yeah, you don't want to blow them. But if I blow them after getting paid out, F it. Scalpers, not so much, but the others, right? I think. Well, I don't know if because he shared a screenshot a couple of times on his screen where it basically says that like micro trades where you're in a trade for less than, I feel like it said 10 I don't think it said 30. I feel like it said 10 seconds is not allowed. I don't know if that was from trade day or not, but I know he said there are multiple companies that are like that, and that's why he said that like some companies don't like scalpers. I think you think you're gonna get 100K or 150K with Top Step. Also, emotionally, he's not attached for real doing it like that. Oh yeah, he will tell you like, I'm not emotionally attached to these accounts. I've gotten payouts from these accounts. He says that like the only accounts that he's emotionally attached to, and he's still really not, but he cares most about is like, let's say that he has an account that a 50K account that he has 6 trading days with already, and he is let's say $1,500 in profit on. If he loses that account, he's not happy about it because he's already 6 out of 10 trading days and he was, a little more than halfway to the profit threshold. But if it's like a brand new account, or if it's an account that he just took a payout from, he'll tell you, I'm not emotionally attached to this account. I don't care. Like, I'm net positive and I'm profitable, and that's what matters most to me. And again, I ain't used to get it, but I get it now. You think they changed it? I just think, like I told you, I personally, I just know I'm not looking at other props until I max out at 20 PAs with Apex, just because, like, when I looked at the cost of the accounts that other people have and look at some of their rules and all of that stuff, and most of the time they max you out at 3 accounts and stuff, it's like, do I really even want to deal with that? And at this moment, of course, I'm not looking into any other props because I'm just still trying to figure things out and get it where I want to be. So I have no reason to it at this moment, but let me see something. I want to $50. I was looking at, wait a minute. Alright, so this is the trade I was talking about. Let me see. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock. Hallelujah. We get to go back to sleep. There was my 6 points where, on this trade, I forgot that damn calculator was still there. Sorry. I couldn't take that one. Alright, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to show y'all the account balances and trailing thresholds before I go to bed. I'm back to sleep. And I'm happy about it. I had my niece and nephew 3 days this week, and usually Thursday nights are like my best sleeping nights, but I ended up getting a phone call and was on the phone till almost 4 o'clock this morning, so I guess it was my fault. Well, it's like 3:30, but either way. All right, so here's the 3 accounts. At least with the last couple of trades, I kind of brought it back a little bit. I think I was down 6 something at one point, and we ended at almost negative 400. So the 50Ks have they're like $300 under the full balance, and then They are at $1,800 in trail and drawdown left. 25K by, depending on where it is on Friday, I'm gonna either, basically, if it doesn't pass by Friday of next week, I'm just gonna purposely fail that one because it renews, I think, like the following, that upcoming Sunday. So we'll see. But that's where we are with the accounts. I guess not really that bad of a week. I'm basically negative $300 total per account. And considering like Monday was an inside day, so that was like horrible volatility, break even day. Tuesday was a great day, but I sat out of like 7 trades that were full wins. So I think I ended up profiting like $350 per account on Tuesday when it should have been like $1,100, which would have saved me from today's session, but whatever. Then Wednesday was a break-even day, inside day again. Yesterday, I don't even remember what happened yesterday. Was I break-even yesterday? I think I was. I don't know at this point. All my days are running together. And then we have today. So typically like 1 or 2 days a week will be like super low volatility days. And what I like to judge my progress on is like on those days, as long as I'm not like super negative because it's really choppy, I feel like I'm moving in the right direction with that. And then days like today where there's volatility, I promise you guys, out of the, how many trades did I take? Out of the 9 trades I took today, I can almost guarantee you that 3 of those losses I probably shouldn't have been in. Especially like in the beginning of the session, I was so tired, y'all. I just don't know. And there were things that I questioned. So yeah, overall, great week. I'll take it. I probably am going to start doing the, sorry for the news sound. I am probably going to start doing the daily recaps again next week. I kind of actually miss it because that was like my way of seeing my own journey in a summarized way each day and each week. So I feel like once I get where I want to get to, I'm going to miss not having that. So yeah, I'm going to get back to doing that next week, but that's that. So I hope you guys had a good trading session. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream and enjoyed the conversation. If you guys are red, turn it back to green, please, for me before the session is over. And hopefully those of you guys who had trade evade issues, I hope all of that is resolved. You just have to really be careful. As much as I love CQG, one of the reasons why I would not get trade evade accounts is just because there is very little options for the absolute final way of flatten all, because you guys can't flatten all in the Apex website, even though when it's on Rhythmic it's not 100% way of getting it done. But either way, I hope that those issues start to resolve, because that's a little crazy. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great weekend to you too, Rio. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you guys bright and early on Tuesday morning, right? Because I think Monday is a holiday, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll see you guys Tuesday morning. I'm probably going to back test a little bit this weekend. Not too much, but there are certain things that I do want to back test. And yeah, that's that. Commissions included in those losses? Yes, they are. That's why it's the net P&L and not the regular one. So my commissions were $107 total. So the loss was $1,000 even. Then there was $107 in commissions. But yeah. Not your name is Top Step Rules. We don't trade Top Step. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, have a good weekend, you guys. I'll see you guys bright and early Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for tuning in.